From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Lorenza Wildcard. How are you today?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for letting me interview today. So can you tell me, what was it like going into the recording studio for the first time?
For the first time? Oh, okay. So my story is that I didn't really sing before all of this started. So when I went into the recording studio, I had never sung in front of anyone, or I'd never even played the guitar in front of anyone. So it was kind of educational. My friends had told me, I have a lot of friends who worked in the music industry, and they all told me, when you go into the recording studio, you may freak out, you may not be able to sing, you may have like a total block, but just stick with it, just carry on and just have fun with it. And so I was kind of prepped to that idea. And I went into the recording studio, which wasn't in England, it was in Spain. And I had a lot of doubts about how that was going to pan out, if I was even able to do it. I had a lot of doubts, even like I thought, oh my God, maybe the producer is gonna see me, is gonna hear me sing, and is gonna go like, nah, you ain't got it, go back home. So I had all of this going on in my head. But do you know what? I just went in, and he was amazing. He just put me at ease, and I really, really enjoyed it. I had a bit of a moment at the beginning. On the first day, I was like, I wasn't quite sure how everything was going to work out, and I was a bit tense. But then it just, I don't know, it just happened. I just really, really enjoyed it. To me, being in a recording studio is like my second home. I don't know. I just really, really love it. I feel so at home. It feels like it's where I'm supposed to be. I really enjoy it. And I try to take it like a fun experience. I try not to get too stressed about like the perfection, because it's art. You should explore, have fun, enjoy the process. And so I just go into the studio and I'm just like a puppy. I have a great time. And I've been in the studio for my debut single with producer Ettore della Campa, but I worked on the other singles with Piers Mortimer, who is a fantastic producer. Again, I'm so happy that I got to work with such amazing producers. And this guy it's the music god. He's worked with famous bands and artists like Jamiroquai, Deep Purple, and he's fantastic. He's really talented. He's got a fantastic work ethic, and we work really well together. So it's been so easy to just go into the studio and work with him. It sounds like he really understands what I talk about, especially for me, because I don't come from a musical background. So I don't have the knowledge of the technical terms, and sometimes I really have to try and explain myself, like in terms that maybe are not musical, but it's great because he gets me, he understands what I mean, and we really work well. So it's great fun. I love it.
So can you tell me more about your debut single called You and I?
Sure. So You and I was never meant for commercial use, actually. Prior to that, I never, like I said, I never sang in front of anyone, never played the guitar in front of anyone. And I was going through a really difficult time in my life, through a very difficult breakup. And there was lockdown going on. And one day I just decided that I wanted to pick up the guitar, which, by the way, I play in an experimental way, as in I never really learned how to play it, but I play by intuition. So I just put my fingertips on the chords along the neck of the guitar. Whenever I like the sound, that's it. I stick to that. And so I don't know the name of the chords. And I just wanted to process what I was going through. So I just put my thoughts on paper, and I wrote You and I within like a couple of hours, and I wrote the melody, the lyrics, and then I recorded it on my phone. And then because I had it on my phone, I was like, what should I do with this? So I sent it to 4 friends. And 24 hours later, I was approached by a music producer. And then weeks later, flown to a recording studio. You and I is a song that, like I said, it was never meant for commercial use. It was just meant for me. And it's so, it's a song that it was written in the moment. And it's a sad song. There's a lot of sorrow in there. It's sung in a very, what I call a little and wounded voice, because that's how it felt to me. But at the same time, I love that song because even though it's such a sad song, the end of the song is very positive, because at the end of the song, in the lyrics, I say, now that I'm no longer with you, I'm going to go and chase my dreams. And when I wrote the song, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life because I was in such a dark place. I lost everything. I was lost myself, as in I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And it was completely, it was a very dark place. And, but I knew that that was a moment in my life, and that eventually I would have felt better and I would have gone on and done many other things, because we're not just one thing, we're many things. So I knew that I wasn't just a partner. I'm also a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a person that has hobbies. And many, many things. But I didn't know at the time when I wrote it what I wanted to do. And I think it's so nice that I wrote it in the song. And chasing my dreams, little did I know, was actually making music, and that's what I'm doing now, and I love it. It's a song that it's sad, but it has such positivity, and it's also an empowering song because it's saying, okay, that's you burned down and sad, but there's light inside, and you're gonna be okay. And it's dedicated to anyone who's going through a really difficult time. Just saying, hang on, hold on to all of these feelings, and understand that everything is going to be okay. It's all right. You're gonna make it.
So can you tell me more about Tequila?
Tequila was a song that it makes me smile, this song, because when I decided to go into the studio, I had the idea of the song, but I've been so busy because like this year I released My Army, which was the follow-up to the debut single. And I released it on a Friday, and on the Monday I was back in studio. Literally, I'd been in and out of the studio the entire time and doing a lot of promotion. And then because somehow, I don't know how this is happening, but somehow my music is now being played like internationally, and there's been a lot going on. But I had this idea for Tequila. I had the melody and I knew the catchy line, but I hadn't written it down, and I booked the studio. And I didn't want to tell the producer that I had not written it down yet, that I have not fully worked on it, because I didn't want to freak him out. And I thought, I've got this. Then things started to happen so quickly. And before I knew it, it was like a week to go, and I still hadn't written it. It was all in my head. And then the night before I was supposed to go into the studio, I said to myself, okay, we really got to work on it. And I sat down and I put it all together, and it came really easily. And then I went into the studio the following day, and we recorded it. And I absolutely love it. It's a song that it's very different from my repertoire, and I deliberately released it along with Cold Devil. Cold Devil is a rock song, it's bluesy, and Tequila is a dance song. But I wanted to release them together because I wanted my fans to know that don't label me yet, because I have no intention of being labeled. I'm an artist. I want to be able to explore and enjoy music and do my thing. I'm not in competition with anyone, and I just want to enjoy myself doing this. So don't label me. And I had this idea, and it sounded so good in my head. And the producer was phenomenal. He did such a fantastic job as well. And the song is really, it's a powerful song because it's about a confident woman that wants to go out there and have fun. And it's about being confident, and there's acceptance as well, because it's about accepting who you are and accepting the way you look, and still like feeling comfortable with yourself and confident and wanting to go and have a good time, and without seeking validation from anyone. So it's about going, dancing, but the storyline is more about being confident, not seeking validation from anybody. And it's purposely sung in a very sassy and sexy voice, and it's very playful, very, very playful. The lyrics are so witty and sassy. And even when I recorded it, I was in a studio and I was in a booth recording it. And suddenly I had this thought in my head. I was like, the producer probably thinks that I am so confident and so like, you know, and I had to come out and explain to him, you know, this is a song written in a moment as well. And I was like, no, it's brilliant. I love the lyrics. I love it. It's fun. It's playful. It's a song that I never wanted to be taken too seriously. But at the same time, I wanted the message to come out, to feel comfortable and confident and accept who you are and what you look like, and just go out there and just make the best of the life that you've got. And it's not, I have a support band, but this one wasn't played with them because I wanted it to be properly dance. And so it's 100 BPMs. It's all synths, and it's so like energetic. And I love this song. I really do. But it's nothing like I have in my repertoire.
So what inspires you to write?
So I often get asked this question, and I even had a musician friend who said to me, you know, do you go out just to seek like inspiration to write? And I'm like, no. I don't know. To me, I find inspiration in a lot of things. I find writing about what is going on in my head not so difficult, in a sense that I guess, I don't know, I guess I have an exciting life maybe, but at the same time I have a lot of thoughts, and I find inspiration in many ways. Maybe I see something that upsets me, or something that makes me happy, or something that makes me think, and then it's just a thought. It's like having a conversation. It's like sitting down with somebody, and you know, you're having a drink or about to eat, and you're talking, and suddenly you're digressing about a specific topic. So to me, writing music, finding what to write about, it's not so difficult. Yeah.
So can you tell me more about your latest single released on the 10th of November called Wasting My Time?
Sure. So Wasting My Time comes out on the 10th of November, and this is after 3 singles that came out this year. So, because I released My Army early on in the year, and then I released Call the Devil and Tequila in September, and now Wasting My Time. And Wasting My Time is one of my favorite tracks, actually. It's really it's a rock song, and it's very energetic. It's fierce and sassy, and the lyrics are bold and they are, again, very witty. It's sung in a gritty, kind of sexy but playful voice. And I love how the melody is really catchy, really energetic, but really, really catchy and fast-paced. It's got really good guitar riffs, funky bass. It's got heart-beating drums, and it's got these quirky violins going around. And it's just, I guess this song, I love this song because it kind of shows a different side of me, which is a little bit more rebellious and even a little bit unapologetic. And I love the fact that as I release my singles, I'm taking my fans with me on a journey, because I started out with You and I, which was me wounded and sad. But that was then, and that was in a moment. And then with the evolution, we come to now wasting my time, which is a little bit more like the rebellious side of me, the more like upbeat and playful. And it's a really nice, catchy song that would make you want to dance along and shake, you know. It's a really nice song. I love it. I hope that you guys will love it too.
So finally, can you tell me how's it like independent artist for you?
How is it to be an independent artist? Hard. It's a lot of hard work. Being an independent artist is hard work because effectively you're doing everything yourself. That means you don't have a team of people that can advise you about, you don't have a team of people that would make the bookings for you, that will book your interviews, your gigs, that will advise you and all of that. You have to do everything yourself. And that means a lot of work. The more you do it, the more you learn it, you make your list of connections and, it becomes easier, but still, it's still a lot of work. But there are perks about being an independent artist, which I actually do love. And I have been talking about it with both my producers, because if you are an independent artist, effectively, you can do what you want. And this is a time to experiment. And that's why I love the fact that, yes, it's hard work, but being an independent artist now means I can really experiment. I love the fact that I don't have to be labeled as an artist or a type of artist or so. And it means you really own your brand, which is fantastic. I remember when I decided to release the follow-up singles, they are very different from You and I. And there's other songs that will come out early next year that are, again, you see there's an evolution. And I remember having a conversation with my producer, and he sat me down in his studio and he was like, okay, so you came from You and I, and now you want to do all of these songs. They are going away from the pop ballad and they're becoming a little bit more rock. There's some grunginess in it. There's some punkiness in it. Are you sure this is where you want to head? And I was like, and now you even joking about dance songs. And I was like, yeah, actually, this is exactly what I want to do. And he said to me, if you were with a record label, this won't happen. You would have to stick to a genre rather than another. But I said, well, that's fine, because I don't have a record label. I'm effectively my own record label. That means I can experiment. I can do what feels right to me right now. So there are definitely perks, and you own your image in a way that, it's unapologetic, effectively. You don't have to say to somebody, hey, this is how I want to come across. So there are perks.
And finally, can you tell me, listeners, where can I find you on social media?
On social media, everywhere. So I'm basically quite active on social media. And you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, I'm there. And, my name is Lorenza Wildcard, so it's not difficult to find me. You just type in Lorenza Wildcard and you'll find me. It's, one name, a statement.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this interview. Thank you so very much. And I hope you guys will love Wasting My Time, which comes out on the 10th of November.
I wish you all the success.
Fantastic. Thank you so much again.
Enjoy your rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Goodbye.
Bye.